Today's tutorial is how to deploy WordPress websites with Amazon RDS. In my last video, set up WordPress websites on Amazon EC2 Linux instance. I only set up one instance, and on this one same instance, I have WordPress application running and also host database. Based on Amazon's reference architect for WordPress website setup, this is not a good practice to have both on one same instance. They recommend to have one instance for WordPress application and then a separate instance for database. In this reference architect, they are using Amazon Aurora. So today's video, I'm going to set up WordPress websites using Amazon RDS. So let's log in to AWS console. The procedure I'm going to use today, most of the part is the same as the procedure I used in my last video, set up WordPress website on Amazon EC2. There are only 3 differences because I'm going to use a separate database instance. So the first difference is I will set up a separate RDS database. The second is I'm going to modify the security group for the database to allow traffic from WordPress instance. And the last difference is I need to modify the wp-config file to have the database host name from localhost to the DB endpoint. We are going to set up the EC2 instance. And then I'm going to follow the tutorial from AWS online document. One of my friends asked me if she followed exactly what is written on the AWS tutorial. What will be the difference? Because in my video of setting up WordPress websites, I installed the most updated version of PHP 8.0 and also MariaDB 10.5. This is the command I use in my video. And they are crossed out, and I don't know why they are strike through. They display fine when I copy paste the text in the YouTube editor. Not sure why they are strike through. In today's tutorial, I'm going to follow exactly what is recommended from the AWS online tutorial and install PHP 7.2 and MariaDB 10.2, and then we will look at what's the difference at the end of the tutorial. Okay, let's go to AWS console and then EC2. And I'm going to launch an instance. I'm going to name it WordPress. Amazon Linux and T2 Micro free tier eligible. I'm going to create a new key pair. WP create key pair. And then security group, I'm going to edit the security group network setting because I want to have a meaningful security group name for WordPress. wp-config, let's name it. So that will be the security group for my WordPress instance. Okay, launch instance. Now it's initializing. Let's take a look at the security group. Okay, the wp-config Okay, that's good. I'm going to follow the instruction from the AWS Online document. Most of the procedure I'm going to use today will be the same as I used in my last video. Set up WordPress website on one same instance of Amazon EC2. Let's refresh. Visualizing. Okay, let's connect and see. Okay. So here is already mentioned sudo yum update. And then yes. That will be the first one. I'm going to install this package from the repository. Okay, paste. And then number 4. Number 4 and number 5. Okay. Number 4. Number 4 and then number 5. Start HTTP and enable HTTP. The other one is enable. Okay, we already did that. So let's take a look to our Apache test page. To our instance, private IP address, paste. The test page show up, so the Apache server is running. Let's go to see what's the next. We are going to set up this file permission after we install WordPress, so we skip that. Yeah, actually, we can skip all this. Let's go to tutorial, how to host a WordPress blog. We are going to get the zip file from wordpress.org and then unzip the file. Okay, here's the MariaDB. So today's video, we mentioned that we are going to use a separate database instance. So what I'm going to do now is going to set up RDS. Create database. We are going to use standard create and MySQL. Here, template. We are going to choose free tier because we are just testing. DB instant identifier. I'm just name it DB. Username. You need to mark down what's the username you are going to use because we are going to use this in our config file for the WordPress website. The password, we are going to enter the password you prefer. And you need to memorize or mark down on the paper your username and password. We are going to use it later on your config file for WordPress website. Here, we are going to choose T2 Micro free tier. And I'm going to enable storage auto scaling because I want to limit the storage under 20 gigabyte. Then default here. Okay, let's see, because in this architect they are putting the WordPress instance and DB instance on the same availability zone. So let me see, where's my, I don't remember where's my, let me see where's my WordPress instance running. Okay, it's in 1B. So I'm going to put my RDS instance in the same availability zone as my WordPress instance 1B. Yeah, what is default? Here, additional configuration. We need to give a name to this database. We need to memorize the name of the database. WP database, that's the name I'm going to use. I will disable backup because I'm just testing. Disable the auto mirror version as well. Okay, create database. So it takes some time to create the database. Let me take a look, and it's easy to let's go in the, let's take a look. My WordPress folder is not under the document root, so I'm going to move them. Okay, here, to install your WordPress file under the Apache document root, I'm going to move all the file from WordPress folder to the document root. Copy, paste. Oh, I need to have root document. I need to have a root permission. Time sudo first and then paste. Now I move the document. Okay, let me take a look. Let's go in the document root. Okay, after we move the file from WordPress folder under the document root, we are going to change the wp-config sample file to wp-config. Let's take a look. So it's this file. Sample PHP to wp-config. Now we change the name. We are going to open this file. wp-php. And then here we are going to enter the database name you just created when you created this database. In my case, it's WP database and WP user, and the password. Here for the database host name, we are going to use the RDS endpoint. Let's see the RDS database. Okay, now it's available now. Good. Open it, and under the connectivity and security tab, copy this endpoint. I'll go back, paste here. Okay. Control X, Y, Z. So we modify the wp-config file, and then another thing is we need to modify the security group of the RDS to allow traffic from WP instance. we go to the security group here, security group for the RDS. And then under the inbound rule, add the inbound rule. Here, we change MySQL Aurora under the type. And here we are going to choose wp-config. That's the security group for our WordPress instance, and save rule. Let's restart our Apache server. Okay, let's go to the test page. Refresh. Error. Okay. I think I typed the wrong username or database name. Okay, let's go to the DB instance. When it shows error establishing a database connection, most of the times that will be the wrong database name or username or wrong password or wrong host name. Okay, when you go to the RDS, we are going to configuration. WP user is right. WP, yeah. Okay, I typed wrong. So I'm going to go back. It should be, I think I typed wrong in the, when I set up the RDS. So instead of WP-DATABASE, I type BSE. Okay, I will need to go back. And then and no XY. Okay, I hope this time should be fine. Let's go to, okay, now it's so the following step will be the same as what I did in the tutorial of setup WordPress website. I just need to so set up whatever username or password you prefer and confirm with other users. Your email. So when you enter the username and password and also the database name in your config file, remember to enter it correctly, otherwise there will be connection issue. So now it's setting up the website. Okay, I'm going to log out here. So remember in my last video, set up WordPress website, I installed the most updated PHP version and MariaDB version. But then in today's video, I follow exactly what is written from the AWS online tutorial to install PHP 7.2 and MariaDB 10.2. So we will take a look to see what will be the difference. So actually there's not much difference. The only difference is when you go to the help, it's already PHP update recommended, and then when you go to the site help screen, there will be some recommendation, and then your site is running on an outdated version, and then they recommend to upgrade, and also some module are missing. Remember in my tutorial, I have some, actually this is other PHP extension. You just choose whatever you want. Some of them are required, and then you just check what they are required here. They will tell you this one, DOM image G, and then you just install whatever you want when you set up the website. And also background update. Okay, this one. Okay, the thing is that if you follow my instruction here to install updated version of the software, you are not going to see this kind of critical issue. So this recommended improvement, I already did this in my last tutorial. So pretty much when you set up a separate DB instance, there are only 3 differences. The first is set up a separate DB instance. Second is a modified security group to allow traffic from database instance to WordPress instance. And then the last one is modify the config file, the wp-config. Remember, in the config file, enter your database name, username, password correctly. Otherwise, there will be error message show up when you try to connect. I entered the wrong database name, so you won't be able to connect to the database. Okay, so that's today's tutorial.